The sun was high and merciless, flooding the empty highway with a glaring brightness that made every shadow look sharper, every breath feel heavier. And in the middle of that blinding daylight, a young woman in a torn red dress ran as if the ground behind her were on fire. Mara's lungs burned, her feet ached, and her heartbeat roared louder than the vehicles in the distance. But she didn't dare stop. Not when the two masked men behind her closed the distance with terrifying certainty. Not when the world felt like it was collapsing into a narrow tunnel with only one fragile hope at the end. Her life had become a single desperate instinct. Run or die. She had left her apartment that morning with nothing but a notebook in her bag, hope in her chest, and dreams of someday opening her own little flower shop, a quiet dream for a quiet soul. But dreams often collide with danger without warning. The masked men had grabbed her off the sidewalk in broad daylight, dragging her toward a van with chilling purpose. She didn't know them, didn't understand why. She only knew their grip felt like a promise of something terrible. Her escape was a miracle born from pure instinct, a twist, a shove, a rush of adrenaline, and suddenly she was free, sprinting into the harsh sunlight with the kind of terror that steals your voice. Everything shimmered in the heat. The road ahead looked endless. Her legs trembled violently with every stride. She heard one of the men curse behind her, and the sound sliced through her like a blade. She nearly stumbled, nearly gave in. Then she saw them. 3 men standing beside their motorcycles, leather vests, sunlit chrome, broad shoulders casting long shadows. They were Hell's Angels, recognizable anywhere. Tall, tattooed, hardened, the kind of men people stared at but rarely approached. Mara had seen them before around town, riding like thunder. But today, they were something else. Today, they were her only chance. The tallest among them, spotted her first. His eyes sharpened instantly, narrowing as they flicked from her devastated expression to the masked men chasing her. Griff and Maddox straightened beside him, their posture shifting from relaxed to dangerously alert. Mara could barely breathe, barely form words. She reached them and released a choked sound, half sob, half plea, but that was enough. Stepped forward like a wall of steel. Griff and Maddox moved with him, forming an unspoken barrier as solid as iron. The masked men slowed, uncertain now. They tried yelling threats, but their voices betrayed cracks of fear. The bikers didn't yell back, didn't rush. They simply stared, calm and unblinking, radiating a pressure so intense the air itself seemed to hold still. Took one more step, controlled and silent, and the masked men backed away on instinct alone. It wasn't fists or weapons that frightened them, it was the certainty. The unshakable, immovable certainty that these men protected their own, and anyone who needed it. When the attackers finally fled, disappearing down the shimmering road, turned back to Mara with a gentleness that didn't match his intimidating frame. Griff slipped off his jacket and wrapped it around her shaking shoulders. Maddox guided her to sit before her legs gave out completely, his voice low and steady as he told her she was safe now. Safe. The word felt unreal. As she trembled beneath the midday sun, the bikers formed a silent circle around her, their presence shielding her from the world. When the police arrived, called by Griff the moment she'd reached them, they stayed close, making sure every question, every moment, felt manageable. Mara clung to their voices, their calm, their protection. Hours later, the masked men were located and taken into custody. Justice was moving, slowly but surely. When it was finally time to go home, asked softly if she wanted a ride. She nodded, unable to trust her voice. He handed her a helmet with a reassuring smile so small and sincere it almost made her break down again. The ride through the sunlit streets felt like breathing after drowning. The wind cooled her tears. The rumble of the engine beneath her felt like the heartbeat of something powerful and safe. She held on, not out of fear, but gratitude. Minutes before, she had been running for her life. Now she was riding with men who owed her nothing yet had protected her without hesitation. And in that moment, Mara discovered something she would never forget: heroes don't always wear uniforms. Sometimes they ride motorcycles, covered in leather and steel, showing up exactly when the world turns dark. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that kindness still exists in unexpected places, please like, subscribe, and share it so more people can feel the same hope. And before you go, tell us in the comments which moment moved you the most.